What is up, YouTube Adventure family? Today is a great day. I wanted to just start off and just say thank you all for subscribing, watching, tuning into the channel. It's been a lot of fun these last 2 years. I'm going on my second year of doing this to the date today. And I just wanted to say thank you all for making my dreams come true, and hopefully I'm helping you. Anyways, let's get rolling here. I wanted to talk about some things that are really important, especially in the industry, especially things that are going on, and some things that you need to concern yourself with. Maybe not as much as some others, but we're gonna hit it off. First, we're gonna talk about the e-bike laws that are coming down. Now, we're getting like a lot of shows that you're seeing with a lot of influencers talking about the e-bike laws, things that are coming up, things that are already happening, like in California, Connecticut, New York, Oregon. We're just getting a lot of things that are happening, and it seems like it's just steamrolling like one after the other. A lot of these laws have been in place for years. A lot of these laws that you're hearing about have been going on. What we're seeing now is just a lot of people recognizing these laws and seeing what's happening on, especially with the lawsuit with Super 73, so on and so forth. A lot of these companies have advertised their e-bikes that go over 28 miles an hour as off-road anyways. Super 73 pretty much comes off the line only at 20 miles per hour when they sell them anyways. I don't know how much substance that lawsuit's really gonna have at the end of the day anyway, to be honest with you. Now, saying that and going forward, laws are laws, and when you break them, that's on you. Now, laws that are laws and laws that are enforced are two totally different things, and some of the things I wanna really hit on really quick. When you're in a bigger city and there's a lot of things going on, I don't think that those cops' priority is going to be an e-biker unless you're going 40, 50 miles an hour down Main Street. You know what I'm saying? So I don't think that you riding your e-bike and going at a moderate speed, flow of traffic or less, and riding it more like a bike than a motorcycle, I don't think that you're going to have a problem. The problem is when you're riding your e-bike like a motorcycle. And that's where the problem lies. And that's where I think a lot of the attention has gotten on e-bike laws, is a lot of these channels where people are riding in these big group rides. And it's not necessarily the group rides that are bad. I mean, they're taking up huge lanes of traffic, and it's ridiculous at times. And then you're seeing people popping wheelies and acting reckless. You're seeing people throwing fireworks. I mean, out in the middle of the street. You're seeing some crazy stuff. And then you're seeing a lot of these e-mopeds and e-dirt bikes riding on sidewalks, and even though they're electric and even though they're small, nobody's riding their CR60 or their CR80 on the sidewalk, and just because it doesn't make noise doesn't really make that okay and cool. So where the attention's drawing from e-bikes and what has made them popular, which is what's crazy, has kind of been what has drawn a lot of attention to it too, and what has been causing a lot of these states to add more laws to the e-bike industry and how you ride them and where you ride them. And that's the reason that you're seeing more attention brought to e-bike laws. Okay, now saying that, if you're going to be cool about it, you're really probably not going to have a problem. If you're not riding an e-bike that looks like a legit moped, if you're not riding an e-dirt bike down the bike path, I don't think you're going to have a problem at all. If you're riding something that has pedals and doesn't weigh 200 pounds, I don't think you're going to have a problem. If you're riding down the bike path with something that has, two huge rearview mirrors, your phone mount, it's got turning signals, think about it, man. That's an e-moped. Now, what I would like to see with the graffiti, my Power Goat, these e-mopeds, because that's what those are. When you get into something that's 60 volts and it weighs 200 pounds, that's an e-moped. And when you get into an e-moped type situation, registration is probably going to become a thing for those companies, not only to survive and put a legit VIN number or some kind of number where they could actually register those vehicles. That's going to happen. Graffiti, Ristretto, Goat Power Bikes, Super 73 possibly. A lot of these companies that have the bigger e-moped style e-bikes are going to have to get some kind of way where that's going to be easy to register, like a moped, like a scooter, like a 49cc or less scooter or a small moped. And it's super easy to do. I've rode motorcycles for years and street bikes, and to get an e-moped or an e-scooter would be super easy if you just followed in line with a scooter or a moped gas-powered one. Now it's basically you just take it down there and you get it registered and you get insurance, and it's super easy to do. It's a small little process to do that if you want to ride those bikes. And then you could ride those high-powered e-mopeds on the road, those high-powered e-dirt bikes on the road. Sur-Ron, for example, is starting to put VIN numbers on their dirt bikes now, like their Light Bs and their Ultra Bs. They're actually having VIN number. I've seen the plates kind of on the frame there, where you will be able to actually register that vehicle. But what's going to happen, and this is what happens in the drone industry, because I'm a drone pilot, I'm an FAA 107 commercial drone pilot. I do real estate work and stuff like that. But what we have to do as drone pilots when we register our drones is we actually have to take the serial number and go to the FAA website and go under the drone registration, and you pay this one-time fee. It doesn't matter how many drones you have, you pay $5, and you could have 7, 8 drones or whatever, as many drones as you want, and it's only $5 one time, and you get the same registration number for each one of your drones, but it's listed all under your name. So it's like having, if you had like 3 e-bikes, let's say, you would have like 3 tags. They would all be the same number, but that number reflects you, the owner. That's kind of how I see it would be done. You would just have to somewhere on that bike visibly have like a number, or they would send you some kind of like a moped, or scooter type plate like they do now for scooters and mopeds. I think that's the easy way to do it. I think that's just the intelligent way to do it. If they do it, just do it kind of like how the drones are registered online, and you get a number and you just have to either make it visible yourself somewhere on the bike, or they send you something for an extra $20. They send you a plate that you mount on the back of your bike or whatever. I think that would be an easy way to keep these above class 3 e-mopeds and e-dirt bike companies in business, would be somehow to find a way to either put a VIN number or some kind of serial number on there and work out a system to register that e-bike that will be either ridden on the road or whatever. And then of course you might have to show that, that you have a motorcycle license, or at least a driver's license, to ride that e-moped or e-dirt bike. Now, when it comes to e-mopeds and e-scooters, my thought was also this, is you do not have to have a motorcycle license for something 49 cc's and under. You do have to have an actual license, but you don't have to have a motorcycle license for a 49cc scooter or moped. Something that's under 49, something that's under 50 cc's, basically. You don't have to have a motorcycle license for something like that. So I think that's where the class 3 plus or class 4, whatever you want to call it, with the e-mopeds and e-scooters, I think that is where those would fall in line. And I think it's just a perfect situation. It's a perfect time for everyone to be happy. The manufacturers could make even better bikes. The customer could still ride the bikes they have now and purchase these e-bikes and e-scooters and e-mopeds that they love so much. I think that the government or whatever trying to, get their hands, they get a little bit of money out of it. It makes everybody kind of happy. See how popular it is. It's a multiple billion-dollar industry at this point. And it's really exciting to be a part of that as well. And it's only going to grow. And for it to grow, it has to kind of, evolve in a sense. I think that is the way that we saw the problem on the bigger ones. Now the smaller ones that go, really, really fast and all that, I think that just comes down to, speed limit. If it's a lighter e-bike, it doesn't weigh 200 pounds, it's, 100 pounds or less or whatever. I think when you have an e-bike that's lighter like that, A lot of times the range isn't as far, things like that. It's a lot lighter. It's a lot easier to move around. And the consequences of it wrecking are a lot less too, just because of weight. The thing that I see with the e-bikes is, you know, the registration part on the bigger bikes, but when you get down to like these smaller bikes that go really fast or whatever, I think at that point, you know, bikes that are 100 pounds and less, you just make it pretty much just a speed limit at that point. You know, it's 15, 20 miles per hour on bike paths, trails. When you're, you know, on the road, you just have to go with the, you know, the flow of traffic and keep it at 28 miles per hour or whatever under. And if you want to buzz it over 28 miles an hour with the throttle or whatever, you know, and you're doing that off road on your farm, on your driveway, you know, on your dirt road or whatever, backcountry road, you should be able to. You know, you just should just have a speed limit, you know, for class 1, 2, and 3 e-bikes, and a weight limit possibly for riding on bike paths makes a lot of sense to me. So I think that's where you do it. Class 1, 2, and 3 should be customer based more than like law based. To be honest with you, I could see on sidewalks possibly, or restricted bike paths where they just want class 1, class 2 on certain bike paths. I could see that, but they need to have a route where class 3 and above could go around or have access to go that same route as well, just not on that particular path. There's just a lot of things that make this like super easy. It is not complicated at all. A lot of it just boils down to how you yourself acts on these bikes. Whether you're popping wheelies, doing whatever you want to, believe me, man, I love having fun. I still love having fun now, you know. And when I was younger, believe me, I loved having fun too. We rode two strokes. We rode them on the back roads. No one ever got in trouble with the cops because we rode them on back roads, out of sight, out of mind. You know, that was kind of the thing when I was growing up, whether it was skateboarding, whether it was riding your bikes, whether it was riding your dirt bikes, you know, at night, sneaking out at night on your go-karts. We used back roads. Out of sight, out of mind, guys. Remember that. Just out of sight, out of mind. I don't know where we lost that, but somewhere along the lines, we lost out of sight, out of mind. So just remember that. Next, the tariffs. Tariffs, oh man, let me get a sip of coffee here. They're going to affect the industry. That's for sure. It's going to be big. I mean, these e-bike companies have to stay in business, so they're going to have to, you know, absorb that. And of course, that cost is going to be absorbed by the customer. It's not the e-bike company's fault when these e-bike prices go up. That's not their fault. That's just something that is totally out of their hands. It's just reality. It's something that we're going to have to accept. You know, we just hope that we all work together on that, to be honest with you, because 25%, that's a lot. That's a lot of money. But at the same time, let's just be glad that we're still able to buy these things that we love so much. And it sucks that we have to pay that much more. But at the end of the day, it's really awesome that we can still pick and choose the e-bike, e-scooter, e-moped, e-dirt bike, or whatever that we want. And that's, at the end of the day, to me, that's what's super, super important. And it's out of our control. And there's nothing that we can do about tariffs. We could bitch and complain about it all day long, and it's not going to make it any better. And that's all I'm going to say on that, because it's not going to stop me from buying the e-bike or e-scooter or e-moped that I want, and it shouldn't stop you either, even if we just have to work a couple extra hours that week or that month or whatever and save a little bit longer, whatever it takes to get what we want. We can push through that. That's nothing crazy. Moving on past tariffs. Now, talking about e-bike laws and these tariffs, it brings me to my last point, and there's some new e-bikes that are coming out for 2025, and you've already probably heard of a couple of them. There are two particular ones that I want to really, really press hardcore on. I'm really excited about the dirt bike that I got here by Goat Power Bikes. This is the Dirt Goat 72 volt dirt bike. I put some risers on it, some new grips on it. I switched the left and right brakes, you know, so I have the rear on the left and the front on the right. I had to switch just the cables. It's super easy to do that. What else did I do to that? I think that's really about all I've done to it. Just went over it and just kind of fine-tuned it, everything. It's a great freaking dirt bike. I'm super excited to ride that some more. Goat Power Bikes make great vehicles. You know, they got some great scooters. They've got great dirt bikes that they've got. I'm a big dirt bike rider. This one's set up like a dirt bike. It's got the smaller rear wheel. It's got a 16 rear, 19 front. It's really just proportioned. It's well balanced. It's 6,000 watts. It's got 380 Newton meters of torque. It's freaking awesome. It's not overpowered. It's actually power that you could use. It's not just a bunch of power you can't use. It keeps the battery, it keeps the motor, it keeps the controller, it keeps everything well balanced. We're just not gonna wear out your bike, overheat anything. And I really like dependability. I really like going into the woods, going onto trails, knowing I'm gonna go there and get back. And when I turn it turns on every time. Goat Power Bikes, they're coming out with this Mini. This thing is amazing. Let me pull this thing up here. So, you know, we've talked about the new 2025, you know, Dirt Goat 72 volt, the Dirt Goat 94 volt or 96 volt. We've talked about the dirt bikes. Super excited about the Dirt Goat. Trust me, it's sitting right here. I'm super excited about it. Don't forget to use my discount code Colorado Adventure Channel on any of the Goat Power Bikes products. It helps me, it helps the channel, but most of all, it helps you. So please use my discount code when going to Goat Power Bikes. Right now we've got the Mini Goat. Check this thing out. I'm gonna pop it up on the screen here for you as well. That is the Mini Goat coming in at a big whopping $29.99. That's a good chunk of change. It's 3,000 bucks, and I mean, you get some options here. You get the all black pedals, you get the black gold forks with pedals. You got options, but you also got options on battery sizes. This is where it gets interesting. The 30 amp hour. Now, keep in mind, this is 72 volts. It's a buzzy bike. This thing's going to get the wheel rolling really quick. We're talking 72 volts, 3,000 watts, top speed, 45 to 55 miles per hour. Oh my gosh. 3,000 watt rated, 4,500 watt peak. That's insane. Now check this thing out. 175 Newton meters of torque. That thing's gonna climb any hill you put it on. It's got pedals. It's crazy. It's crazy. Now the range, all right, so the $29.99 comes with a 30 amp hour battery. So you're looking at about 30 miles, you know, throttle only, 50-ish pedal assist if you're gonna pedal. You're probably not gonna pedal. And now they got other options here. They got a 40 amp hour battery option. That's $3,250, $3,250 for that one. You know, 40 miles, you know, throttle only, 70-ish pedal assist. But you got this other option for $3,500, $3,500. You get a 50 amp hour battery, and that's going to put you at throttle only at 50 miles and probably around 90 if you pedal. It's got a 60 amp controller. That's huge. The dimensions, it's 130 pounds, and the length on it is 69 inches, and the seat height's 29 inches. The frame, it's got an aluminum frame on it, so that helps with it not being too super heavy. The brake rotors, rear is 203 millimeters. That's impressive. The front's 180. I don't know why they do that. It should be backwards, but we won't talk about it. And the tires, looking at 12-inch tires. Those are Innova motocross tires. 12-inch by 3.5 on the front and 12-inch by 4-inch on the rear. It's got LED headlight, and it's got low beam and a high beam. It's got turning signals, and yes, it's got a horn. So if you know somebody that's on the smaller side and a little peppy, has a little attitude, I think a 72 Mini Goat is great for them. Go to goatpowerbikes.com. Don't forget to use my discount code, Colorado Adventure Channel. Helps me, helps the channel, most of all helps you. And get someone something they'll really, really enjoy. Any of the Goat Power Bikes. It's just great stuff going on there. There's another company that I'm a huge fan of. I mean, I just ordered another bike from this company. Not the 60 volt that you all saw me throwing down and ordering, but at Ghost Cat, you know, them being one of my favorite companies of all time. Not just in the e-bike world, honestly, but just in general. I mean, this company is great. Now check this out. All right, we have got, and everybody knows this, they've got the F4X Pro coming out. I'm going to talk about that a little bit real quick. So the retail on that thing is going to be $28.99. We're talking about 60 volts of holy cowness. That's a lot of power. And right now it's on sale for $26.99. If you use my discount code Colorado, you'll save another $50. That's $250 savings on seriously just the most popular e-bike company of 2024. Without a doubt, those things sold like hotcakes. Everybody had one. The reason I know is because I saw my discount code getting used, and it's still getting used. I had three last week pop up that my affiliate code's been used. So you save another $50 on top of the sale price right now if you use my discount code Colorado. That's just crazy. It's nuts. The bike's going to be available in April. So I suggest you pre-order that thing now, because if you wait till March, you may not get one till midsummer, because this bike's going to be, if not the hottest e-bike of the year, it's going to be in the top 3, at least. Okay? You've got a lot of colors to choose from. You've got blackout, army green, white, burnt orange, dark purple, neon green, and red. So you've got lots of colors to choose from. 3,000 plus watts max and out here. You're looking at 40 plus miles per hour top speed. Every amp hour battery you get throttles some juice. That's about the mile you'll get. Mile and a half, right around. Let's just say a mile. You pedal, 40 miles, whatever. You get the idea. This thing's going to be just, like I said, if not the hottest e-bike of the year, it's going to be in the top 3, and you better get it now before the tariff hits. Plus, it's on sale. You're saving $200. Plus, use my discount code Colorado. You save another $50 before the tariff hits. You got to do it. Now, what I'm doing on top of this is hilarious. What I already did. It's going to be here next week, and I can't wait. Now, you know I got the Ghost Cat F3. White and black one. I've done a ton of videos on it. I've got close to 1,000 miles on that thing right now. But I went ahead and ordered a Ghost Cat F3X with the new suspension on it. They upgraded it from, I think it was the BSN or whatever. Anyways, they upgraded to the KKE, which is great suspension, front and rear. It's got new grips on it, new throttle, and it's just a couple little things there, a couple tweaks just to make it that much better, gooder. Which is super cool. And that's what makes it awesome. Now this bike at $24.99, you use my discount code on this too, Colorado, you save another $50. And not only will you save $50, but you'll get it before the tariff hits. And they've got some new colors in this too, which this is why I went ahead and did it. They've got blackout, army green, white, burnt orange, I ordered that one. That's the one that will be here next week. Dark purple, and neon green and red. You better order that now. Save that $50 and get it before tariff hits. Now, the one that I've got now, I've got almost 1,000 miles on. I couldn't be more happier than this with this bike. I mean, check this out. This is a Ghost Cat F3, 1,500 watts. It's, you know, it's got the really decent BSN rear suspension on it, and it's got, you know, just the stock factory front suspension on it, which is, if you're riding around the road or like trail, whatever, it's more than adequate enough, especially if you're under 175 pounds, which is what I am. 175 pounds, 6'3". They call me the worm. But anyways, check this bike out. $2,099. It gets you in there, it gets you on there, and it's got a great headlight on it. It's got a horn on it. It's got the same motor on it, the same power on it, and honestly, I think it's a little bit quicker and a little bit zippier. I don't know if that has to do with the bulkier suspension or what, the tire, I don't know. It's got a weight thing maybe. I don't know the way it handles it. It seems a little zippier to me. and I love mine. I've got the white black one. The colors they offer in this one are, get this, blackout, black and red, black and white, that's mine, black hot pink, black stainless steel, army green. I don't know which ones are on back order or not, but you might want to go ahead and grab one as quick as you can because they're supposed to have some more by the end of February. And again, use my discount code Colorado, save $50, knock that down to $2,049, and get it before the tariff hits on this one now. Go ahead and pre-order now. Get it, get it, get it. Get it real good. And enjoy just some of the most nimble, fun bikes there are. I'm a tall guy. I just don't pedal these bikes. I'll be honest with you. I rarely pedal the Ghost Cat. I ride it because it's so zippy and so light and so nimble. And to me, that is so much fun. Get these bikes. Get these bikes. Get any bike. Get whatever bike you want now before the tariff hits. That's what I suggest. Hope you enjoyed this coverage of these laws, these tariffs, and the new bikes that are coming out that I'm super excited about. I'm super excited about the Dirt Goat 72 volt, 149 pounds. It's not too heavy. That's why I got it. A lot of people are like, why didn't you get the 96 volt? I don't want a 200-pound electric dirt bike. I'll get a big boy if I'm going to get that at that point. Anyways, hope you enjoyed it. Leave a comment below. Subscribe, give me a thumbs up if you like this, and I'd love to chat sometime. We've got some big adventures coming up because, like I said, we've got that burnt orange F3X coming in next week. I'll do the unboxing and assembly of that. Of course, everyone likes those videos, it seems like, when I do the unboxing and assembly. Until our next adventure and our next chat. This is Chris from the Colorado Adventure Channel, enjoying a nice snowy evening here in Colorado. Until our next adventure, this is Chris.